All right, everybody. Welcome to Friday. How are you? Hope you're doing well today. Let's see what's going on for you. Next week, we have a new moon in Cancer, which is a big deal. I've been talking all this week about Jupiter conjunct the sun. So if you haven't heard about that, I'll talk more about that as we get into this reading, but let's see what's going on for you. Feel free to swap around the energies. You know, these are general readings, so I want you to just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Okay? Indeed. Good fortune showing up. I hope y'all are taking that. Full moon. Healer. Oh. What? Okay. The full moon is highlighting someone's jealousy of what you're doing. We had a full moon in Sagittarius. It's almost like once the moons go by, you kind of forget about it. But this was happening just recently. I don't feel like this is future. I feel like this is, let's see. Full moon in Sagittarius on the 11th of June, 20 degrees of Sag. Yeah. So we'll clarify. Let's clarify as we go. This is a different set of cards that I've been getting. For the past 2 days, there's been a lot of focus on the divine feminine and divine masculine. This seems like this is teacher, healer, guide, mystic, shaman territory for somebody. So it's possible it does have something to do with the divine journey, but let's see what shows up in the reading. The jealousy thing always was like, wow. 2 of Swords. 8 of Swords. Wow, look at this. Devil energy. Page of Cups and the Ace of Swords. Some of you, and then I'm taking the Strength card. Look at that, Strength. And the Sun after something not so good. All right. So some of you have really braved the storm and are really rejecting an old paradigm. Good for you. All right. 2 of Swords, 8 of Swords. I'm not in this mindset anymore. I'm stepping into my authenticity, into my power, bringing about something totally different in my life. Bringing about something totally different. And I almost feel like that's the people from the past who are jealous that you've been able to escape it. I mean, can be jealous in kind of a good way, not in sort of I'm going to, trip you up kind of way, but more or less like I'm really happy for you. I wish it was me kind of a feeling. Let's see. Yep. 8 of Cups, walking away. 8 of Pentacles. Page of Wands. Page of Pentacles. King of Cups. Somebody is inspired by you, I think. The Fool. Somebody's being inspired by you. And whatever you're doing. 6 of Wands. 2 of Pentacles. And the 9 of Wands. Somebody is very inspired by you. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Capricorn. I see Leo. This is a ton of Leo. So this is about how are you showing up? What are you putting out into the world? Are you creating value in the world after a very difficult challenge? I was saying that, when was I saying this? I can't remember. If some of you are in your late 50s, some of you in your late 20s, you are having or just have had your Saturn return. And I turned 60 in December of this year. And so for the past 2.5 years, when Saturn was transiting Pisces, I was having my Saturn return, and a lot, I can look back and see the themes now. Sometimes it's easier to look back over a time period and see what's what. But what were you able to step into your power about? And this jealousy card, that might be a little bit strong because this feels like someone's envious of you, which is different than jealous. Envious is like, oh, I wish I could do that. All right. And I feel like you walked away from either from a relationship that was really, really toxic, but it was just a symptom of what you've had to deal with in your life. It they energy shows up somewhere. So if you had a tough upbringing or have, daddy wounds, mommy wounds, whatever it is, it shows up. There's zero chance that you had a really tough upbringing and it never showed up in your life. That's just not how it works. Okay. And you can say all that, I definitely know people who are like, nope, 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 I'm fine. Nothing to see here. And I'm always like, I'll wait. I'll wait. So it's likely that you didn't even really see the pattern itself until it was like right upon you, or even until it was kind of passing and you're like, oh, wow, I see this now. Okay. So who is this person? This King of Cups, Fool energy. Two of Wands. They're making some decisions right now. Ten of Swords, ending a bad situation. Empress and the Knight of Swords. So they're making a determination. This can be a masculine energy. I did do a reading about divine masculine on Thursday, if you want to go catch that. This is about a masculine that is making a decision to end a toxic relationship that they're in. And it's like they're watching you. They're watching you having done this same thing, and then maybe getting angry about their own situation, like, why haven't I done this? I need to do this. King of Cups. Four of Wands. Emperor. Wow. Nine of Pentacles and the Death card. This is a divine masculine that is soon to be single. Okay, that's watching you. Somebody's watching you, my love. They are single or soon to become single. Jealousy. Three of Swords. Queen of Pentacles. Hierophant. And the Ten of Cups. Yeah, I feel like, well, you might have more than one person paying attention to what you're doing. So a lot of you on the divine path have taken steps. And I mean, like, actually done stuff, walked away from a thing and then worked on it, done your work, done your healing, inner child work, all of that. You're basically learning to reparent yourself. You're learning about why this was so toxic. Some of you, it was pretty subtle. And so there's a feeling of disloyalty. If you're like, well, I don't really want to call it something that terrible. Maybe it wasn't that terrible. Maybe I'm just making this up. And I feel like people who are, but there's still so many problems. You're seeing these patterns in your life. You're like, okay, wait a second. I need to get a sense of what this is, because if you've been gaslit in your life, if you've been somebody who, it's like, oh, it wasn't that bad. Oh, it's not that big a deal. Why am I making such a big deal about it? I'll give you something to cry about. I just feel like this is inspiration. I feel like people are inspired, and maybe people that you don't expect to be inspired are inspired. Okay. There's definitely a person here who, and this could be a divine feminine, divine masculine connection. I feel like they're going to let you know about this. I do. I feel like this is not somebody sitting, behind a computer screen who's not going to share. And if you share nastiness or bile, that is going to get flushed. Okay. Which you're not doing. Or the other person, I'm speaking to the other person right now, who's watching you. That person, you're going to get flushed if you do that. Okay. So, and I don't know why you would do that, because this feels like you're inspired by this person. You're inspired. Okay. And that's a really positive thing. As soon as you take action. Wow. After a lot of hard work, effort and hard work, by the end of this month, look at this. in time for Cancer season. Today. By the end of this month, after a lot of, so some of you, this is a reading for some of you who have put in a lot of hard work and effort into healing yourself and stepping into your power, right? And other people are inspired, especially your divine partner. You have put in a lot of hard work and effort, and this is now going to create an opportunity. Going to create an opportunity. 10 of Pentacles. 2 of Pentacles. 4 of Swords. Hermit. That's the person who's watching. This person is... I feel like the person that is watching you right now sort of blossom, you're having a glow up, whatever it is, this person that's watching you is saying, you know, good for you. Good for you. You finally stepped out of something toxic. Victory and change, being able to embrace change and still be empowered by all the things you've been through. Well done. Well done. This is the theme of these readings this week. I almost feel like some of you are really being inspired by your own awareness that whatever you have been through was real. It was something that is part of your life mission. You know, when I teach about the North Node and I teach about some of the other pieces of astrology in your chart, you can really get a sense of what are the lessons, and that Saturn return is a big lesson. So whatever has been happening for you the past 2.5, 3 years or so, Saturn's now into Aries. What happens when Saturn moves out of a sign is it basically turns around and leaves a giftie for you. And what does that look like when Saturn leaves a giftie? It's an opportunity. Doesn't just go, here you go, here's the person for you, or here's the life for you. It says, are you willing to keep going in this direction? Is this something that's become a part of you? Or was this something that you just did to sort of get by? Like, how serious are you in your healing? And I feel like a lot of you are going to be like, yes, this is the new direction. Well done, you. Well done, you. So there is somebody watching. We're going to take a deeper look at that. By the end of this month, as soon as you take action, there is somebody, you're going to have some kind of connection. I feel very strongly that a lot of twin flames are going to have some kind of flyby or some kind of reconnection very soon. All right, let's get into it. If you want to go deeper, there's a link below. Let's go. Pathfinders, let's just keep going. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.